Welcome back, everybody, to Bowling with Lefty. Just doing an updated video here. It's been a couple weeks since we last tested did our video regarding sanding balls and seeing how long they last with a certain without resanding them. See what the grit comes out to be. As you remember, the last time after bowling 3 games, the grit stayed the same or a little bit higher. So let's go check them out. I'll let you know what they were initially sanded to, and then we'll go from there. First, we'll go to the stealth mode. Stealth mode I've been using quite a bit more in league. We ended up winning our league last night with sweeps. Just was not there for me. I had 10 single pins, a lot of 7s. I used every ball in my bag and could not carry. So I don't know what it was. But the left side, I was only lefty, and I was not carrying. The scores were pretty low on my pattern on my side. And on our pair of lanes. So it looked like they had probably been worn pretty good with some house bowlers who were bowling on it before, and probably all during the day, since we were literally in the middle of the house in front of the front desk, which is normally the first lanes that they'll assign to people. So so here we go. So let's take a look. The last time, let me give you the numbers on these things. So let's see here. Give me 1 second. Okay, so here's what we had. So the last time we had the stealth mode, I had at 1,000 grit. The Black Widow Mania was at 1,500, and the Mesmerize was at 1,000. So I've used all these balls since. The only one that has changed, that I changed before I did the last video, was the Black Widow Mania was at 2,000 grit. I had taken that up to 2,000. And so the stealth mode here was initially 1,000, 2,000. And then actually the Mesmerize, I did redo it after I went to the tournament and brought it back up to 1,500. So those are the 3 grits. I've got my CTD device here that's going to tell me what my settings are. So that's getting fired up, as you can see. So let's take a look. We'll go with the stealth mode first. The stealth mode the last few weeks has been pretty much my 3rd game ball. Yesterday, it actually, when I started with the Black Widow Mania in practice, it wasn't carrying, which ended up being my issue all night. I went to the Mesmerize. Mesmerize was hooking too much. So I went to the stealth mode and was able to squeeze out a 190 game, then another 190 game. And our sweeps, the way they do it is that they give money regarding each game. So after having the first 2 190s, I was like, I gotta switch it up, try something different. So that's when I switched over to the Mesmerize and ended up only shooting a 202. So made all my spares, had 2 splits, and a clean game. And still my highest score was 202. So that should tell you how my carry was last night. So let's go to the stealth mode and see what it reads. Oh, come on. All right. Check this side. What I'm looking for is the track in the ball. All right. So we'll do that. It's pretty consistent around anywhere from 4,000 to stable, which pretty much means it's higher than what it actually reads. So you see 5,000. So it's mainly between 4,000 and 5,000. And it was pretty much, I would say, over the past 3-4 weeks, including practice, it's probably been used about 4 games. So it did change significantly from where it was at 1,000 to 4,000, between 4,000 and 5,000. So it does go to show you After the first week, it was kind of weird that the Black Widow Mania held its cover pretty consistently. And so that's why I wanted to throw these balls a few games and see what happened to it. So let's see the Black Widow Mania. I would say it's probably in the last three to 4 weeks with practice. It's probably got about 7 to 8 games. So let's see what this one returns. All right, so this one is coming back true to form. You can see that 4,000 to 4,500. So it's due for me. I like using about 2,000. This ball was working great when it was at 2,000 finish. So so far it is coming true that the more you use the ball, but even not having a lot of games, the bowling ball surface does change. So what I'm thinking might have happened on that first video, the last video that I did run the track, and that was about 2,000 to 2,500 in that video where it was initially 2,000. And I know I did bowl with that ball about 3 games. So this one, it now has 6 to 7 games on it. I'm assuming that it pretty much probably, and these are not cleaned. That last video that I did, they were cleaned. So I'm going to go ahead and probably refinish these because they are starting to read a little higher than what I want to do. So let me go to the Mesmerize. Mesmerize maybe been used 2 to 3 games. All right, so the Mesmerize 2 to 3 games, initially sanded at 1,500. Now, I know it's probably backwards on the camera, but it is reading at 2,000. So it is at 2,000 grit. I'll probably leave this one, probably just clean it up a little bit. I can get another 3 to 6 games out of that one, keeping the roll consistent. But for the other two, being that they are already reading in the 4,000 range, which is a little higher than what I like, and after last night seeing what the Black Widow Mania did, I just didn't like the way it rolled. It was rolling too long, wasn't finishing strong. I'm going to go ahead and take that ball back down to 2,000. So what this does prove, though, is that, by knowing your game, knowing what grits you work best for you, messing around with the surface of the ball, you can really come to a conclusion about what grit works best for you. I'm a big believer in the cover stock having the most important effect on the bowling ball reaction. And for this bowling alley that we bowl with, the Black Widow Mania seems to really enjoy around that 2,000 grit range. That's where I seem to get my best scores with that ball. That's why I like to keep them. I'll check them with this. If you don't have it, if you want to resurface your ball every week, you can resurface a ball as long as you're not doing it at like 180 grit or less than 500. You can resurface a ball probably several hundred times. So, which is probably more than the amount of time if you're bowling quite a bit and you like buying bowling balls, which is going to be more than the lifespan of the ball that you're gonna use. So, in this case, it's a little longer. Normally, I am once a week, once every 6 games, I'll resurface all my equipment. So, it's been 4 weeks, I believe, 4 league nights. So I am going to go ahead and resurface these with the exception of the Mesmerize. The Mesmerize, man, I can't tell you how much that ball hooks. If you want a ball that hooks, if you can find the edge of that oil, it moves. Control your ball speed. The slower you throw it, it's gonna move. You can throw it faster, and it'll hold a little longer and not hit the break point that much. So, or I'm sorry, it'll hit the break point, but it'll hit it at a consistent, and it has a nice, just even arcing roll. And definitely, obviously, in most things in bowling, your speed can matter a lot. So if you can adjust that speed at all with that Mesmerize, and you need a big hooking ball, that's going to be the route to go. Second is the stealth mode. I can't give it more kudos than any other ball I've had in a long time. It's definitely going to be one that stays in my bag for quite some time. I have seen the new Crown Victory that has come out by Brunswick. I do like that one. It is another polished ball, but for me, I believe because I have this stealth mode, which for me is kind of in the same category or would be used in the same mode, I would take the surface of the Crown Victory down to probably 2000 or so. But then I have the snapshot that falls in line with that as well. So for me, nothing new has come out yet. I'll be interested to see the new Deviate Hater Pearl. The Ebonite Turbo X just came out. I've seen some videos on that. It looks like it's going to be more for a low. It's recommended for low to medium. If you guys bowled in the late 90s, early 2000s, that ball came. There was a Turbo X that came out by Ebonite back then. They also back then released a black urethane as well. So seeing the some of the early videos on the Deviate Hater Pearl and the Crown Victory, as well as what was some of the other ones? The the Hazmat, the new Hazmat looks like a good ball too. If you're a big fan of the Hazmat line. One thing I will give you a word of caution on the Deviate Hater Pearl is that they are saying that based on, because it is it's an ASIM ball. So apparently it has a very high intermediate diff. And what I was learning on some of these videos is that the higher intermediate the diff is, the shorter your hook window is going to be. So which means the ball is going to want to have a very specific time point when it's going to want to hook. So it might be a very niche bowling ball, being that it's going to have a limited hook window, which gives it the amount of time it's going to hook. So just some things to consider. But if right now, in my eyes, I haven't really seen anything as far as the symmetrical line, which the Crown Victory, the Turbo X, both of those fall in line with that. But both of them, like the Turbo X would be probably the least hooking ball in my arsenal if I would go and get that one. Both with the HK22, very a weaker version of the HK22. So if you are looking for something, maybe you do have the stealth mode and you're looking for a symmetrical that doesn't quite hook as much, I would definitely look into the Turbo X. Looks like it's going to be good for little lighter to medium oil. And the other ASIM the other symmetrical that's out right now is going to be that Crown Victory. And from what I've heard people talk about the Crown Victory is they really enjoy that one. So if you like those pearlized balls, that might be a good one for you to go try. But don't sleep on the stealth mode. I'm telling you, this ball has been fantastic. I really love the look of it going down the lane. Has great motion. So take a look at that if you are looking at a symmetrical ball. It's not a huge hooking ball. It does have movement. I've hooked it from the foreboard back and it's come back, getting it into the dry. It comes back. I've hooked it towards the middle of the lane and it hits the oil and you get good hold. But the most important key is that you do get the good back end motion where continuous. The continuous motion is what you really get. So go take a look at any of those balls. Watch videos like I always do. Hopefully some of that info helps, and go out, keep bowling, and put up some good scores. We'll see you next week.